One of the most exciting things in football is the arrival of a new talent. These talents are usually raw and lacking in experience. However, in Myles Lewis-Skelly's case, it looks like he's been around the block for a while. The kid is not just good, but he also oozes a lot of confidence, self-belief, and personality on the pitch. Myles Lewis-Skelly is the future of Arsenal. And while that might seem obvious already, his ascetic lifestyle outside of football is all the more revealing. From his mixed Caribbean heritage and parental influence to his money habits, net worth, and all the good stuff, this is the lifestyle of Myles Anthony Lewis-Skelly. Lewis-Skelly was born on the 26th of September 2006 in the London borough of Islington to British-born parents of mixed Caribbean descent. As a kid, his mother just wanted him to be an active child, and since he loved football, she registered him at Arsenal's Hale End Academy when he was only 8 years old. During his time there, Lewis-Skelly attended the Aldenham School in Hertfordshire, which meant that he was playing simultaneously for his school and academy team. Myles rose up the ranks at the academy with his friend and teammate, Ethan Nwaneri. By the time he turned 14, Lewis-Skelly was already going viral owing to the way he bossed the midfield in the under-18 setup. Following explosive performances for Arsenal's youth side, Lewis-Skelly agreed to a scholarship deal with the club in February 2023. He would, however, sign his first professional contract with the club less than 9 months later. Unlike many footballer parents, Lewis-Skelly's mom, Marcia Lewis, has been very much in the limelight throughout her son's career. Marcia is the CEO and founder of the Number One Fan Club.
Number One Fan Club is an organisation and a platform that is really supporting parents who are navigating the intricacies and the complexities of the football industry. And the aims are really about supporting and building a community of parents that can share experiences, learn from others, and also bring industry professionals in on that to support them as well with guidance and wisdom about how to navigate the industry.
She has set up forums, podcasts, and advice sessions to help other footballer parents deal with the pressures of seeing their children in academies. Marcia is also featured in the Behind the Boots podcast, which runs alongside a support network and specialized app. According to Marcia, the aim is to help parents know if an academy is right for their kids and to also build a sort of village where everyone knows their rights and can get quick answers to questions. Interestingly, Marcia said that she didn't notice her son's talent until he was about 11 years old.
When did you first realize that he had the talent for football?
In all honesty, and I kid you not, it was I never really saw it until probably 11 or 12. Although he was.
However, she would admit that it was due to her lack of a footballing background.
Of course we do now because we've been following his journey, but we don't come from football backgrounds at all. So it wasn't something that we were looking for, or it was just, he's got a schedule, he's busy, he's active, and he's at a place called Arsenal.
Lewis-Skelly's emergence as Arsenal's first-choice left-back has been shocking, to say the least. A few months ago, he didn't even make the matchday squad for Arsenal's opening game of the season against Wolves. But true to his unshakable self-confidence, he rejected the idea of being shipped out on loan because he knew how good he was. Looking back at how Lewis-Skelly's season has played out so far, staying put at the club turned out to be the best decision. In addition to an impressive preseason, the academy graduate has made over 20 appearances in all competitions for the Gunners. More importantly, his role within the first team continues to grow. The number 49 now finds himself in a unique position because he originally started out as a central midfielder, and even up until now, Arsenal's website still describes him as a dynamic ball-carrying midfielder. Under Arteta, however, he is filled in perfectly in the left-back position, and is now being fast-tracked into a team duking it out for the Premier League title. With the game now tactically advanced, Mikel Arteta has focused on nurturing Lewis-Skelly into a fullback that inverts into midfield. Lewis-Skelly knows how to pick his passes accurately, especially with deft through balls. The 18-year-old is excellent with the ball at his feet and has the engine needed to get from box to box. Defensively, Lewis-Skelly stands out for his physicality despite being a teenager. He won 8 of his 9 duels against Manchester City. the highest duel success rate, 88.9%, of anyone in the game. It's been over 553 minutes of Premier League action since anyone managed to dribble past Lewis-Skelly. But interestingly, the most amazing thing about Lewis-Skelly is his maturity and competitiveness at such a young age. It's something his mother has talked about in the past.
He's very measured. He's very he spends a lot of time on his mind and getting his mind sort of settled and calm. So I don't see the pressure impact him because he's learning to be able to sort of, not stabilize emotions, but cope with it. And I
Seeing
think
how calm and composed he was against Manchester City tells you everything you need to know about the teenager. Of course, he's far from being the finished product, but Lewis-Skelly is already showing that he can find the right balance between going forward and not leaving acres of space behind him for wingers to latch onto. With a more developed skill set, it's possible that Lewis-Skelly might be played higher up on the pitch and given more freedom, just like Bukayo Saka. On the international stage, Lewis-Skelly has represented England at under 16, under 17, under 18, and under 19 levels. Since his parents are of mixed Caribbean heritage from Barbados, Guyana, Jamaica, and St. Lucia, Lewis-Skelly is likely able to represent both England and Barbados at international level. He trained with the Barbados national football team a bit during his youth career, but having played for several England youth teams, he'll probably be eyeing a spot in the Three Lions first team under Thomas Tuchel. Switching focus away from football, what do we find? Lewis-Skelly doesn't have a girlfriend at the moment, and the reason is quite obvious. His mom is there to keep him grounded, and the kid's got a great family around him to nudge him in the right direction and prevent him from any distractions early on. His mother has even admitted that she's had to block a few of those situations.
A lot of stuff that the parents have to do.
I'm going to moderate. I've had to block a few, It's important to safeguard, and I think if you're upfront, and Myles has no problem with it at all, and we're very transparent with each other. And
even as a kid, engagement with agents and brands was kept at bay because, according to the mother, it felt like a case of too much too soon, and she wasn't prepared to make huge decisions that could impact Myles' future. With the spotlight shining brightly on the 18-year-old sensation, Marsha's protective maternal instincts have remained strong. She's had to study for FIFA's football agent exam to understand the agent role, and has also undertaken several measures to protect her son. But that doesn't mean that Myles doesn't get to do many of the things he wants. Lewis-Skelly loves to hoop in his free time. You'll also find him hanging out with friends like every other normal kid in town. Alongside his footballing career, the Arsenal star is also studying for A-levels in Spanish and business studies as he looks to improve other areas of his life. Which is great because the last thing you want to see is for a young talent to be derailed by the booze and late-night parties. Lewis-Skelly still lives with his mom in the family house, so he doesn't have any properties of his own at the moment. Also, seeing that he just turned 18, we don't expect him to have the most expensive cars already stacked in his garage. This could change in the coming months though, when the footballer lands a much better contract. Earning only £4,000 a week, Lewis-Skelly is currently one of the lowest earners at Arsenal, which isn't totally surprising considering that he just turned 18 in September. That figure adds up to an annual salary of £208,000. Lewis-Skelly's contract expires at the end of the season, and now we know that the 18-year-old is on the verge of completing a new deal following his breakout season. This news about Lewis-Skelly's imminent bumper contract also coincides with reports that he isn't just impressing Mikel Arteta, but has also caught the eye of New England manager Thomas Tuchel. It looks to be only a matter of time before Lewis-Skelly makes his debut for the English national team. In addition to the number 49's wages at the club, he also has lucrative endorsement deals with Adidas. According to multiple sources, Lewis-Skelly's net worth is around $7 million. Which is totally mind-blowing for a teenager. You can only imagine how much the left-back's net worth will add up in the next 10 years. Despite being in the spotlight, Lewis-Skelly has managed to keep his nose clean. The only controversy on the pitch was his 43rd minute sending off against Wolves. Arsenal successfully appealed the decision, and the red card was rescinded for what was a wrongful dismissal. Arsenal may have discovered a superstar in the making. Not just that, but also a player who can make a big difference in their title aspirations this season. Lewis-Skelly is cementing his spot ahead of Ricardo Calafiori, Zinchenko, Jakub Kiwior, and Kieran Tierney, and no one can stop him at this point. Gunners fans have every reason to be excited. The goal against City is just a starting point in what could be an illustrious career at the top. Meanwhile, Arsenal would also be looking to put themselves in a great position to take advantage of any slip-ups from Liverpool.